Congratulations to all of us to be able to celebrate this function. About 25 years ago, she sent me to Sri Lanka and she told me the significance of Aandal Ambika, why she is so important. As you all know, she was found as a child by her father, Peri Alvar, great Alvar. He found her next to the Tulasi tree and he picked her up and then he brought her. There's many strange stories about her. She used to place the garland on Rangamanar after wearing it. And when Nama Periyalvar found out, he was very upset. How could you put the garland on you and then place it on? But she was a pure love. She was Mahalakshmi aspect. She came to show us what is a pure love, how an Atman, a human, can really love a divine connection between Atman and Paratma. Because we don't think it's possible, because we are in a different plane of consciousness, Paramatman is a different plane. But she showed, no, as a human, I would show you how you love a divine. And by 15 years, on the 15th birthday, they dressed her as a bride and sent it to the Sannidhanam, and she went in and disappeared. That her life was over. And that period, she created beautiful songs, Tirupavai, all those fantastic songs, with full of love. They are not very deep, profound, Vedic chanting in it. It's pure love, how a bride looks at the divine as a lover. So that's a secret of her, because humans don't think of it that way. They put her in a different place, and we are a different level of consciousness, and we cannot relate to that, and we cannot be loved by divine that way. But she showed, no, you can. So 15 years she created all the pasurams we sing here all the time. Today we will sing one of them, the 30 pasuram. Very simple, but very profound and very loving and very powerful. And when you sing that, Mahavishnu aspect wakes up. It was called Rajamanna, Ranganatha, Rangamanna, Rajamanna, Ranganatha. So he manifests, and she created him. And it's a nice story how she and her friends had their own secret of loving Rangamannar. And those pasurams, if you listen to that, you listen to it today when we sing. They're very simple but very profound, extremely loving, extremely affectionate, deeply dedicated. And since she did it, he accepted it. So even the garland, when the father pointed out, he said, no, I want only that garland which is worn by her, by Aandal Ambika, because she loved me that dearly. And I need that much of loving, and she was capable of creating that. So I want to be adorned by that garland, not a fresh garland, a garland worn by Aandal Ambika. But Aandal Ambika in reality was Mahalakshmi. She came in just for that purpose, to show humanity. A human can get to that state of love. There are others, Mirabai, and many saints who are in Christian tradition. There are some saints who are loving towards divine. That's called Madhurya. Madhurya Bhava, that Bhava is called Madhurya Bhava. To develop that is very difficult. The gopis had it, and the Ras Leela Krishna created that Madhurya Bhava. But Aandal Ambika is different. She was connected to Rangamannar, and that temple is a wonderful temple. There's an elephant. The elephant name is the wisest elephant I ever seen. This is 25 years ago. That temple, and that elephant could do many things. And the name of the elephant, I remember, is Aandal. And it responded to that. The temple. I don't know if it's still alive. I'm referring in 25 years. He did not come to that yatra. Dr. Keski had come with me to many yatras. but not that one. That one had Sumitra. She came from Malaysia. Because you have to have a Shakti aspect to be with you when you go and do that ritual, that Prayoga ritual. Mother wanted to be done in Sri Rangam. For that energy to come here, the purpose of all the yatras, even the one last month I was in Himalayas, the purpose is she gives you all the secretive tantric, mantric and tantric rituals. You go and do it on your behalf. That's why it's called Pratiniti Yatra. This one I'm referring to is 25 years ago in Sri Rangam at Aandal's temple. It's a wonderful temple. Ramanuja was there. They kept him, still that body looks unpolished. It looks very real. I thought it was a statue, Ramanuja. But it was not a statue, it was really his body, like Egyptians preserved. They have preserved Ramanuja. And I sat next to him and meditated with this lady. And he was alive. Then I asked him, no, this is the original body of Ramanuja. And he's a wonderful soul, 1,000 years ago, I think 10th century. It's 200 years after Adi Sankara. And there's a wonderful place, and that's a wonderful experience. And that experience I remember on this day because you are involved in it. You are not there 25 years ago. But the thought process is all everything. I say mind is very important. I say moon is very important for all of us. So we energize moon because without mind, all this abstract thought process cannot become real. And they are real if you invoke with certain mantras and use certain yantras and use certain tantric rituals which she gives. And when you combine them, they are real. Otherwise, even a month ago when I went to Gauri Kund, Mahagauri is pure consciousness. She was the first creation. Adi Parashakti, she was Mahagauri. And she took the creative job. When she was the only alone, she was the only thing which existed. Pure consciousness, and it was alone. Then she decided, why should I be one? I could be trillion. And the trillion organisms can evolve and enjoy me, and I can enjoy them. So she split, become Shiva Shakti, and Shiva went to Kailash to do a dissolutory function, and she took the creative function. So she meditated. That's why Mahagauri is referred to as Mahatapasvi. No one can do tapas, not even Shiva. She is Mahatapasvi because what does she really do in practical terms? She wrote the story of all of us, not human. Humans only 7 billion. Trillion insects. Every Atman, she wrote the script and she became that. So that's the beauty of our tradition. The creator became created. So you see the connection is very deep. It's not even what Aandal represents, a beloved and lover. No, it's deeper than that. It is very part of us. That's the significance. So Mahagauri in that place was there, and I was there 6 weeks ago. It's a wonderful place. It's called Gauri Kund. It's very close to Kedarnath, only 10 miles from Kedarnath. And the place where the meteorite must have impacted them. The place is boiling, that energy, that must have happened 4 billion years ago. Earth is 4.5 billion. It's soon after the creation of Earth. Those meteors constantly came and hit. Nothing could survive those days. Then it's quieted down, then life forms started appearing. So that water is actually called lake. Kund is a lake, small lake. The energy is very intensely present. So she said, you come to me, bring all of you, mentally, bring them with you and do these rituals in front of me. And that was the last yatra. So many yatras. She makes sure that her devotees get her every way they can, deepest level. Today is one function we celebrate, Aandal's birthday. But in 15-year lifespan, she had loved him so much, Raja Rangamannar, and became one with him. That is Shiva Shakti union. And it's a wonderful, wonderful temple. It's a big temple. Sri Rangam is the name. So today, you think of Aandal Ambika and Sri Rangam, and think of that beautiful elephant called Aandal. It's a very wise elephant. And I had the opportunity to do that on your behalf. So that is my blessing, to be able to know, because without that purpose, I would not know that. For like even this yatra I did, it's very, very difficult yatra. I don't think I can do it anymore. I hope I can do one or two more, but each time it gets very hard to go to Himalayas and find the place and do the rituals. She does everything, but still, you age, as you age, your ability also goes down. You are not that vitality. Last time I went to Mahamai temple, she sent me. They called her Chandra Vadana, ancient, not in Kali Yuga or Dwapara Yuga. She must have come different Yuga. And they call her Devi Chandravadana, a Mahamaya. After I went, she came. The one we have, the Sannidhanam, we are building now, which will be completed in the next 2 months. So for Navaratri, we have a wonderful Sannidhanam, because that Homakunda is a Yoni Kunda. It's a very powerful Homakunda. So she will sit, and she is the chairman of the board. She will observe all the rituals we do for Navaratri. So it will be wonderful. And we hope to complete it by September 25th, so we'll have 2 weeks' time to get ready for Navaratri. Navaratri starts on 6th of October. This time, luckily, a little bit late, so it works out good. We have enough time, and hopefully we will complete. The tank we are preparing, you see the magnificent tank being prepared? There will be a very magnificent tank. That may not be ready by the time, but that will continue. And that will be a magnificent. As you drive, you will see the magnificent tank with the temple in the center. And that will be, that Ambal would be, there's a name for Ambuja Ambika. Ambuja Ambika is Apa, water, because 75% of this is water. So she said, nobody recognizes me. They come, but they don't think of me as water deity. Ambuja Ambika. Have you heard of her? No. Not well known. So I thought, how can I make people know her? So we'll bring a tank, build a tank. That's the meaning of ancient temple tanks. As they come in, they look at the temple tank. And then they think of her, and we are mostly her aspect, Ambuja Ambika. So we'll have a magnificent temple tank. And there's a river here. I don't know if you people know that. There's a running river underneath. 6 feet below is a running river. That itself is a magnificent gift by Divine Mother to the world. All this are done for the world, because this is bad time. Kali Yuga, Asuric time. COVID is just one example. But there will be many, many other Asuric attacks. And she said, I want my Yakshinis to be active to protect against. And she identified many Asuras about whom Vedas don't talk about. They are not even mentioned in the book. But she identified them to me, and I do prayogams. And when you do Varahambika Homa, I invoke them, because they come to her. She is the mother of all the Asuras too. And because the time we are very vulnerable, Earth is very vulnerable in the next 100 years, 150 years, this Kali Yuga will last. That long, we will be vulnerable to them. And after that, Praya, everything will dissolve and start again from the beginning. The beginning will be Satya. Another Satya will all be very pure. We'll all be divine. We won't be human at the time. So it's a beautiful script, and we are acting out. We are the actors. So in that place, in Gauri Kund, she wrote trillion scripts for each one of us. And then we come and act out. So we are the actor. She's a producer, director, creator, and also part of us as Atman. She's an actress too, but she present as an Atman. She's Paramatma. So all the simple concepts are very logical. You know, when you think of divine, you think of divine in you. That's called self-realization. You think of yourself, which is an Atman, and that has to wake up. And when it wakes up, you connect to Paramatma. And then your travel becomes quicker. Your travel means what? Life as human. How many times you have had human life? Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjuna 800,000 times, almost 1,000,000 times you have been human, and I known you each time, but you don't remember me, because Mahamaya covers it. Why should she cover it? That's the way you can evolve. If you know the whole story, then you won't evolve, okay? You know all the answers. To evolve, we have to start with ignorance, and we start with ignorance. That's why when you become human, your Kundalini starts vibrating from the Mooladhara. Who is a deity for Mooladhara? Is Ganesha. So he starts gnosis, and then you go to various centers, Kundalini centers, and you travel back and forth, and you enhance your consciousness, your purity. Maybe that's the correct word, purity. That's what you want. Be pure so that I can come into you. I meaning millions of me as Yakshinis would come. This place is full of them. Many of you have felt it, many of you had Kundalini uprising. All this she has planned it. And today we are offering symbolically 9 thalis. Thali symbolically means connection between a male and a female, husband and a wife is symbolism of that. So today we are offering 9 thalis, beginning from Mahamaya to Aandal Ambika, Bhuvaneshwari, all the devatas, including Mahamaya, including Gauri, everyone, 9 of them we are offering. And we have never done that. 1 thali we offer, but this time she said, you're doing it with Aandal, so offer to all of us. So today when you go there and offer that, you get the vibration of all the devatas, all the devis, and you're getting this, it's not a tantric vibration, but it is a loving husband-wife connection, deva and devi connection. So symbolically we offer thali. And 9 of them I never even heard of it, but this time she wanted all 9 of them to be given the thali through you. Because those elements is always existing. They don't need anything from us. Only thing they need from us is our affection, our love, our reverence. That's all they need, so that they can come and we can consume them. Even that is for us, so we can consume them. And consumption of divine is the highest ideal. And once you do them, you finish up. Then what do? We go to higher world, Devaloka. Next loka would be Devaloka. And our vibratory levels would be much, much higher. If this is 10,000, us is 10,000 vibration unit-wise, that would be millions and millions. And the Yakshinis will come, will visit, there are millions and millions of vibration. And that goes on and on till it reaches the top. She would be trillion. That's the reason at the time of creation, the Big Bang, there was no Big Bang, but the intense heat was the energy, trillion degree. That is the reason the first 300,000 years, nobody knows what was there. They knew it was intense heat. It is so intense, trillion degree, nothing can exist. Not even subatomic particles can exist. And then it cooled down rapidly. She cooled them down. And then the materials started forming. Subatomic particles, not atoms. That took almost 500 million years to the atomic nucleogenesis to form. And then we came. That is the story of 14.5 billion years. They claim Earth as being there. The universe, universe. Earth is 4.5 billion. The universe is 14.5 billion. And there have been many, many universes. She just thinks that the universe is created. Pure thought, that powerful. And ours is 14.5 billion. Our Earth, our solar system is about maybe 7 billion, but our planets are between 4 and 5 billion. Earth would be about 4.5 billion years. And the solidified, and Sun was the largest planet, and it controls all of us. This our family, our solar family. Sun is big, Jupiter, Venus, they're all big planets. And they all are present in us. That is why the planets have so much control on us. Otherwise, how can the planets so far away? We haven't even touched our backyard. We are talking about Mars, Moon, just our backyard, not even beyond. Saturn, we know how it is, where it is, but we have not reached them. We are not even planning. We are planning for Mars. They are all just our backyard. But our consciousness is evolved to a point, our intellect has created all the gadgets, and we understand many, many things which we cannot conceptualize. So humans are the highest in terms of consciousness. But we have to travel to next level. The next level would be not human. It would be divine, Devaloka. That is why many gurus who came here, they all refer to this place as Devaloka, because they felt that cosmic energy. The cosmic energy is not human. It's not mind, body, intellect, ego complex. It's beyond that. And this place is full of them. And when we do all the rituals, we invoke them. That's why the homas are very important. We invoke devis to carry our appeal. And we use Agni as a medium. And Swaha Devi becomes the carrier. So all this are very meaningful. That's why homas are very important. So attend as many as homas as possible. We did, even each day here, we do homas in the morning first. And then we use homa concentrated water, energized water, with full of our affection, our love, our mantras, all those things to do abhishekam for us. See how meaningful that is. It shows that we love her, and we did this ritual with the help of Agni, with the help of Swaha Devi, with the help of priests, consecrated, energized, and used that water, holy water, to do abhishekam. That is the meaning of the whole ritual. And they're all very meaningful ritual. How else can you show your affection, your commitment, your love? And if you don't show that, how do you consume her? Ultimately, is our ability to take her. She gives it. She even found the land with the river running, so we can build the temple. Temples built in the river are the most powerful because the cosmic energies come easily. So any temple built in the river will be the most energetic. And you won't find that many. You'll find temples in the banks of the rivers, but not the river itself, because they didn't know that. And look at all the granite. Granite is very important. The temple, all these deities we have, it's all pure granite. Because she said, I need that, not I. The Yakshini need that vibration of the granite. It's a big science. Granite, the male granite, female granite, neutral granite. It's a science by itself. So she identified, use this granite from this mountain and build my vigrahas. So my Yakshinis can come in. So each vigraha are very energetic here because they are pure granite, all of them. And apparently there are that many temples where all of the things are granite. Vimana would be granite. But here, every vigraha we have is designed by her. So that much of love, that much of affection, that much of commitment. We have done things to earn that. We would not be given those blessings, those boons, unless we have earned it. So each one of us, in the past hundreds of thousands of lifetimes, we would have asked for that. In one life, we want to be touched by you, and we want to engulf you and be part of you, and wake up so that we can come to your world too. That is Devaloka. See how profound the concept is. You can go to the temple and worship, that's one level. Out of love you do them. But to do the way she has designed for that means we are very special to be given that much of recognition for her to do all the, plan these functions, plan the rituals, everything. So many things, mystical things have happened. It's all planned for us. That means she loves us. She wants us to come to her. And by that time we finish all the Sannidhanam. There'll be 33 Sannidhanams inside. It'll take a year and a half. But we will create a walking movie so you can see it in the next month or two. You can see the Sannidhanams being built. So you don't have to wait for a year and a half to see them. You can visit them, but visually, not actually. But those Sannidhanams are very special, very unusual. Some of them I have not even heard of. It's good news and a bad news. Bad news meaning if she is so careful to create that, to protect the earth, time must be bad. Times must be hard. So she makes sure that she provides all the defenses we need from the Asuric attacks. And she tells all the Asuras are my children too. Devas are my children, Asuras are my children. Without Asuras, there are no Devas. Without Devas and Asuras, you don't have a reason to exist. Why are you here? You want to evolve. To evolve, we need this planet to do the function. Good and bad, happiness and unhappiness, all that you go through and you evolve. That's the purpose. So during every new moon, when we do them, she gave a special mantra. You invoke me as Aadi Ambika. She's a commander. She's a commander-in-chief. Raja Matangi is a royal counselor. Bhuvaneshwari is holistic, represents all of them. So very nicely she has created the Sannidhanam. She sits as Aadi Parashakti, Karumari Ambika. Karumari itself is a mantra. Ka-ru-ma-ri. Ka Brahma, Vishnu, Ru, Rudra, Rudri, Ma, Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu. Ri is the most important part. Ringaram. Ringaram is a vibratory energy, which was the only reality is. When she starts vibrating, the creation starts. And everything vibrates. And depending on the level of vibration, we appear as we are, either human, animal, trees, plants, whatever we appear. That is determined by the vibratory energy. And that starts with unit 1 and comes to maybe 10,000. And as I said, Yakshinis are millions and millions. And they are not human, they are cosmic energy. But they have come from us, and we, hopefully, will go to that world soon. And then grow, continue the journey. The journey goes on, but she wants the journey to be Boga, not just yoga alone. Yes, yoga is important. You come here, she gives you all the secrets. She gives you all the mantras, everything. Whatever I get, I deliver it to you. And I do the ritual. But you have to perform. And she wants that journey. That's a journey. 100,000 journeys you have done, 800,000 journeys Arjuna has done according to Krishna Bhagavan. But the journey doesn't have to be sad or unpleasant. Because life is full of sadness and full of difficulty. And it's all controlled by planets. And he wrote the script and he put the planets, and the planets control us, our life. Good, bad, whatever. But one of the deities we will have is Pratyankara, Devi Pratyankara. Devi Pratyankara is a very high vibratory energy. She was the one who showed Narasimha, Mahavishnu. When he consumed Hiranya's blood, he went out of control because Hiranya is a great Asura. These Asuras are mighty ones. So when he consumed that blood, he was affected by that. The reason is he was one level below Mahavishnu. He was Narasimha, the evolution wise, one level less. A trillion, maybe 1 trillion minus 1, whatever. So she, Pratyankara Devata, which is Mahamayi aspect, she comes along with Surani Durga. both of them come and engulf Narasimha and say, you are Mahavishnu. You are the sustainer. We create, but you sustain. So you cannot go out of control. You've got to control yourself and be able to stand the asuric energy in you, which is affecting you. And then he calmed down. Because before they came, nobody could control him. Ganesha tried, Shiva Bhagavan tried as Sarveshwara. No one could do that. No one can control that energy, intense negative energy. Pratyankara Deva. So we will have a Sannidhanam for Pratyankara Deva. So the secret is, when the bad time comes, you're going through so much misery, so much sadness, real, not imaginary. At that time, she comes with this bija, Sham. Sham is a bija. And the vibratory energy of Sham gives you peace and makes you survive any difficult situation, any sadness, any horrible situation. That energy of that mantra, that bija, gives you ability to persevere. So that deity is a deity of perseverance. And she would come. So we'll have a Sannidhanam for her. So you can come and worship her and take her with you. All this, how can anyone plan? You can't plan. She has to do it. And I just do whatever is instruction given to me. But I cannot originate, because I didn't even hear of her before, 25, 30 years ago. So all this unusual deity. Drishti Peedam will have 14 deities around. And these are very unusual deity, very intense deity. Munishwara, Munishwari, many. I call them close to human level of consciousness, but they're divine. Very intense energies. And no one thinks of them. We don't see their vigraha for them. But she identified 14 of them, and we will have it around Drishti. So when you have bad time and you go there to complain to her, and these energies would come and protect you. So what beautiful concept, what a beautiful plan. She thought of everything we would need, and she provides us. We have to come and consume her. All the rituals we do, all the functions we do, it is for that purpose, because she has given us a treasure. And the least I should do is to show it to you. There is treasure, and we are special. And she's given it to us, so should love, some reverence, some bhakti, and come and think of her, whether you come here physically or not. It's good to come physically, because there are many yakshinis are present in this place. And we have seen, I remember Dr. Keski sitting there, we did one homa. Do you remember the homa we did on that side? Clear day, noon, sun, all of a sudden, huge icicle. I'm talking about, and I say icicle, I'm talking about big ice blocks coming down. I thought it was going to hurt us. But as soon as it touched us, it became soft like snow. And she was there. Their few husband was there. And that was the sprinkling of her affection. But they came as big blocks of ice. And till it touched me, I didn't know. I was afraid it's going to hurt us. But as soon as it touched us, it became soft like a snow. That is her way of showing. She accepted that homa we did. It's a very unusual homa. And that side we did. That's why I don't let anybody go on that side. Because people don't understand. Look at that trees. I miss them so much. I look at them, I feel so sad. One day, they came and cut it up. Those are all old trees, 50 years, 100 years old. But strangely, Mother during the prayer said, don't worry, I'll give you something better. What is she giving us? There's a person who is a specialist in trees in the world. He's a world authority on trees. He came and planted those two trees from Greece, island of Greece, under which Hippocrates, father of medicine, meditated 2,500 years ago. He brought it and planted, and it's still growing. It's not supposed to, because this is not tropical. So I called him, and he said, I will bring, because he has a big farm. He has numerous old trees. So he said, I'll bring them, I'll plant them. So all across, we'll see magical trees, not the normal trees. These would not be normal trees. They would be maybe 6 feet, 8 feet tall. They'll grow into hundreds of feet. but he referred to them as magical trees. Said, Dr. Kumar, I will bring magical trees on the planet. He's a well-known man, nationally known. He's an authority on tree spirit. See, it's not the trees, it's who is living in the tree. The certain spirits live in certain trees, and they are the important ones. And when you go and cut it off like that, it's a sin. To me, it's a terrible thing. But quickly she moved, and she's going to give us magical trees, not ordinary trees. How loving she is, how concerned she is. There's one tree here, Christian. It was cut about 6 years ago. One of them. Immediately that deity came and said, "Why? I've been living peacefully there." I didn't know that. I said, "Okay, we will give you another tree." So she came and moved it. So then I realized these spirits live there. So they're alive. These trees are alive. Trees themselves may not be, but the spirit living. That's why these ancient trees, Bodhi tree for Buddha got enlightenment, those energies are there, and they give you the wisdom, the gnosis, the evolution. That's why it's so important not to hurt them, if you can. If you avoid it, hurt them. But development is there. People do hurt, but it is not the tree itself. It is the energy living in the trees. Now you know that. Now I know that. I didn't know. I thought these were myths. But they are not myths. They are real, and we have seen them. So all along in the front where I see the emptiness, to me it's inauspicious. I was so sad for the past week or past month. But then she said, "Here, I'll give you better." And then she brought him. And I talked to him today. He said he will come in October he said he'll come and put 50 trees, 30 trees, whatever, and cover the front. Otherwise, you look at it, looks so naked. How can they cut it? I didn't even know that. One day they came and cut the whole thing. Their explanation is they have to build a temple tank there, so they have to clear it up. But they didn't have to kill those trees. They could have left them. But we are supposed to get that magical trees, so that episode happens and he comes and plants those trees. So there's a reason behind it. But in a human level, I can only see what I see. And that makes me sad when I see ancient trees cut. But we have many other trees in the back on this side. That's why this side we don't even touch. There are many animals. So I said that belongs to them. There are big deers from, I don't know if you people have seen it. So that belongs to them. So we left almost 10 acres. We don't, and those animals are happy. Cats, dogs. So every living thing is an Atman. The time?
5 moments.
5 more minutes. Okay. So we will do that. Now, so today, think of Aandal Ambika. Think of the relationship between Aandal Ambika and what love she showed, and how Mahavishnu will come as Rangamannar and be her maid. Because she is Lakshmi. She will come only for him. She won't come for anyone else. So that beautiful songs she created, the Tirupavai and all those religious, mystical, loving, and we will sing one today. There are 30 pasurams in Tirupavai. And if you understand them, they're very loving, very basic, appears simple, but if you understand the meaning behind it, how she calls him to come and take bath, simple thing. Somebody may think, what is all this? But the deep meaning of the pasurams are very, very wonderful and very loving, and the divine listens to that affection, the depth of affection. And that's a very simple way she showed it. So today we do the abhishek for her, we worship her, and she already made sure I visited that place and did the rituals and brought that energy down here. So Aandal Ambika's energy is very intense here. So you think of her and think of Mahavishnu, the energy transference becomes very practical, very immediate, and so all these are very meaningful. So in the next year and a half, take part every way you can, because you will never have a chance to participate in the construction of a temple. Construction of a temple participation is good. It's good for anyone. But this one is not a temple. It's a live place. She's building for the protection of the world, and she's using us as intermediary. There's a huge, huge wound. Unbelievably, I can't even explain it. how blessed we are, how privileged we are to be able to participate in her care. She is a personal goddess. That may be the final thing. She is personal to you. Even today you are here because she has invited you personally, whether you know it or not. I know many of you. I know some of you, I know you communicate. But most of you probably not aware of the communication. You just come out of your bhakti, which is okay. But that will lead to higher level of bhakti. And that bhakti is what Aandal Ambika showed. Just be purely loving and then connect to divine. And the divine would come and connect to you. So don't keep it away. See, Madhva's concept was a little different. He said, no, don't even try that. Divine is one and you are one. Don't try to combine. You adore and admire and worship. That is Madhva's concept. But Ramanuja is what we all follow. Vasishtha Advaita, where you are up there, but you are also up down here. So we interact. That is Vasishtha Advaita. That is Ramanuja's concept. And I was there, and his body was there. It is still there. When I was sitting next to him and doing the ritual, I thought it was a statue. It was not a statue. It was a 1,000-year-old body, and still kept so nicely. I didn't even know it was a real body. It was a statue. He's still there, and is very among all the gurus. I adore him the most because he's very practical. Sankara was a great soul. What he has done is impossible for a human to do, but not as practical as Ramanuja was. Ramanuja covered both. She's there, she's here, and I can connect. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So the priest will come around and take the sankalpam, and then we will do the arati here, and then Tirumangalyam, and then we will